And welcome to KBLP LLC. You're in for a treat tonight. We have Encounters of the Strange Kind and Ecto for your pleasure tonight. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Follow you hena. Oblaye te ankapi owi hankeshne hena. Te ate e bikin asni kiashne he. Akatan hanpi iwanka. Oblaye te ankakin oshiteshni mitako yepe on. Makoche kin wakan kinon. Miwichala ohini. Hanhepe iyuha kichi. Anpechu iyuha kichi elo. Mi ye checha he haka kin elo. Nani ye checha sukmane tutanka pi kinka mikaga wo washaka iso. Inshimbi duene nitaku keya shtaku. Un wakupi echela iwi chonni wanji. Un maka ina pita elo. Anpechu washte ewan alowan le talowan winyanta elo. Un wanakipi lel enita it oga ota ye. Un tapi it oka ota. Na ekte ena on hanska o haka ni itanshni a u nita ni ihanke yelo.
On. Welcome to KBLP LLC and Encounters and Ecto. Hey, Michelle.
How you guys doing?
Are you ready for this? We're going to keep you up with these stories.
Relighting your house, huh?
Yeah, probably. We got some scary stories, some the most haunted castles, and all kinds of good things. So.
All things to help you think of Christmas.
Oh yeah, ho ho ho, yeah.
To bring that feeling back.
Yes. Terrifying fear. So.
I don't know, this one here, the story that I have is a little outlandish, but it's so strange because these stories that are given to me are by people that, I mean, most of them are like, just not like flighty people or like the look at me kind of people. So it's like, it's one of those things, even though they're outlandish, it's like, I kind of tend to believe them because of the people that give them to me.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
So, are we doing the story first? Are you doing castles first?
I don't care. Whatever you want to do. What do you want to do? I can start out and do a couple castles. You can do your story and go back to a couple castles.
All right, sure. That sounds
okay,
good.
We're going to start off with the Tower of London. Okay, yeah. It's, probably. The 11th century structure was once a royal residence and prison, having seen centuries of death, destruction, and torture. So it should come as no surprise that it's one of the world's most haunted castles. And, of course, in 1536, Anne Boleyn, the second wife of Henry VIII, infamously lost her head. Right there. And it's said her ghost strolls the castle grounds. Of course, she has her head on. Darn it. But the mysterious disappearance of the two princes, Edward V and his brother Richard, in 1483. And, of course, it's believed that Richard III killed them so he could claim the throne. And they've been spotted in their nightgowns wandering around the bloody tower as well and playing on the grounds. You can hear laughter echoing inside the palace walls. Woo. I'd love to go see some of these castles. I really would.
Well, especially ones like that where they're overseas.
Yes.
There's like thousands of years of history,
yes.
You know?
Yes. The next one is a Hauschka Castle. I'll spell that one. If I could spell. There we go. And this one is 30 miles north of Prague. It's a 13th century Gothic palace. And this one is unusual in that it's got the gateway to hell in this one. It's a bottomless hole, and this castle is built around this bottomless hole. And it's believed to be the gateway to hell. This tale recounts once upon a time long ago, of course, a prisoner was offered a pardon in exchange for being lowered into the hole and reporting back on what he saw. After a long period of silence, he starts screaming and emerged from the hole stark raving mad with white hair. And he sadly died soon after, so there went his pardon. Others also have gone down there and reportedly experienced the same behavior. It was supposed to be constructed to ward off demons, so no one ever lived there. The Nazis did set up shop at one time and carried out some of their wicked experiments on site, though. Demonic creatures have been seen flying around the grounds, and a woman in white has been spotted at the window. So everybody they sent down there has come out the same way as that first guy.
I wonder if they've ever sent down like a camera.
Obviously not. No one's ever lived there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so there's this.
But you know what I mean? Like if these theories are true, like anybody for that matter.
Yeah, none of the that I know of, no ghost hunters have ever been there. I don't know if they won't let them in or what the deal is, but to my knowledge, no ghost hunters have ever entered there. So I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We have the Castle Bran in Romania. Spelling, guys. Oh, that was way off.
That last castle, the Houska Castle, guys, was spelled Houska.
Yes. This one is Castle Bran. And, of course, this has everything from ghost lore, that ghost lore is made from, and a lot more. The mere sight of its towers protruding from the Carpathian Mountains, no less, is foreboding enough. Yeah. In Bram Stoker's Dracula, the blood-sucking count inspired by, of course, a bloodthirsty King Vlad the Impaler, and inhabits a castle that bears an uncanny resemblance to this one. As a result, the castle is known, of course, as Dracula's Castle. Locals use this connection for all it's worth, of course. Yet paranormal activity is said to occur there. Today, the Castle Museum that houses art and furniture that belonged to Queen Marie. And she's the one who haunts the castle. After her death, her heart was locked inside a gold box that's kept in the chapel. It's still there.
Wow.
And
it's
legend,
still there?
Yeah. And legend says that if you climb to the top of the castle's tallest tower during a full moon, her ghost will throw you to your death.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, isn't that nice? So those are a few to start us off with. So, yeah, the Gateway to Hell one's kind of creepy. The thing is, no one's ever lived there. I don't know.
Did you say the Nazis were there doing experiments or something?
Yeah. They were set up shop there, did their, those wonderful experiments they did on site there. So I'm sure there's, more than a few ghosts haunting that place. But they basically built the castle around that bottomless hole to ward off the demons.
I wonder if that's like a lava tube or something.
Yeah. So, don't know. Yeah.
It's like, how creepy would that be?
I know, right? But everybody who's went down there has went stark raving mad and come up with total white hair.
So they got really scared to death.
Yeah, because they died later, a few days later. So, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's creepy. So, yeah, what do you guys think? I'd love to go see some of these castles over there, honestly. They got the best ones. They really do.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. They had thousands of years of history.
Yeah. I know. Thousands of deaths.
I remember living on the East Coast once, and I seen this wall, and they're like, oh, that wall's 300 years old. And I'm like, I'm all proud. I'm like, oh, my God, I just seen a 300-year wall. And I had a friend who lived overseas. They're like, oh, so it was a baby, huh? I'm like, shut
up. Awesome. There is a house in Maine that is for sale that's haunted. We'll get to that in a little bit, though.
Okay.
Some of the other ones. So, give one more, then you can read us that creepy story.
All right.
of course, Montebello Castle in Italy. And it's the legend of Azzarina. Let me put that in there. Montebello.
Yeah, what's the story with? I know this name. It sounds so familiar, but I can't place why.
Montebello Castle, Italy. I thought it was awful familiar too, but I don't know. The Legend of Azzarina. And it's the heartbreaking tale of Gwendolina. This is an actual name. Gwendolina. She was an albino girl who lived in the Montebello Castle with her parents. Of course, you know, albinoism is it was considered a stigma back then.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, she was kept away and all that stuff from people. But her mother would dye her hair with natural herbs that turned it a blue shade. And that earned her the nickname Azzarina. And she was forbidden to leave the castle, and she remained under constant supervision of appointed guards. On June 21st, 1375, she never emerged from the basement after heading down there to retrieve a toy. It's believed her father did her in, and her screams can be heard every summer solstice.
Her own father killed her?
Yeah. Yeah. Because that was an embarrassment back then. You know, so yeah. Yeah, they kept her locked away, you know, she couldn't go anywhere. And so he did her in, apparently, so yeah.
Oh,
I know, that's so heartbreaking, isn't it? It really is. So, that's that one. Okay, I'm waiting for the story. I want to hear this.
Okay, well, this is from a girl who I used to work with in the medical field. She's telling me that this story happened when she was a teenager. These stories all seem to close to happen around teenage years or a little after.
Yeah.
Most stories that are handed to me. But okay, it says, I was 16 years old. She said, the town I live in, like most towns, have abandoned buildings or some kind of abandoned something where there's legends surrounding it. She said this was actually an old mental asylum. She said they were getting ready to tear down and turn into something else. So of course we all were rushing to try to get there to see if any of the stories were true. She's a younger girl, so of course she still had texting, not like me. She said my boyfriend texted me and told me to meet him there, which I thought was bizarre, but she said I did it anyways because she said I was young and I, trusted him. So she said I got there and I seen his car, and he told me that he was already over the wall to just go on over and to meet him. She said at first, of course, my common sense was like, no, don't do it. She said, but then because I was a teenager, common sense was overruled, and of course I went over that wall. She said I was looking around and I'm calling his name. She said, and suddenly I felt things touching me. And she said, I couldn't hear him, I couldn't see him, but I just felt like things touching my shoulders, things touching my legs. She said I screamed, and he came up behind me and said, what's wrong with you?
Oh, God.
He said that she felt like somebody touched her. He says, I was standing here watching you walk. He said there was nobody near you. And she said at that point in time, I wanted to go back over that wall and go home, but of course he insisted that we stay. So we got into the building via crowbar, and we were looking around the building. Said each room still had stuff in it, even papers on the floor. And of course other people had already been there, so there was graffiti on the walls.
Yeah.
Said each room still had some furniture, which I thought was kind of weird since they were going to tear it down.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
A lot of those asylums, some of the stuff is still there that they use, which is creepy enough. Some of that stuff was, wow.
Yeah, she says there were still tables, some chairs. She said even dryer markers still on them, which of course people used to write things with.
Oh, of course.
Oh, wow. He said at one point in time, my boyfriend said that he had to go to the bathroom. So he said he was just going to step outside real quick. And I went to go follow him. He's like, no, just wait here. She said, of course, again, common sense was telling me, no, don't stay. But then she said, but then the teenage part of me kicked in, and I thought, well, okay, fine, I'll just keep looking around. She said, at one point in time, it looked like one room had gone back to its original state. She said, I seen fresh paint, I seen furniture, and then it would flash back to where it is now. She said, even though it was nighttime, it was lit up. She said, it freaked me out. She said, I started running towards the door, and again, I felt things pushing me. I felt things pushing me and touching me, so I tried to scream, but nobody was there. She said, I was silenced because I was so scared. I tried to scream, I just couldn't. She said that things were flashing back and forth.
Ooh.
She said there's a show called Stranger Things right now that's on that shows that where there's a kid that goes back and forth between worlds. She says that show scares me because that's exactly how it was for me.
Ooh.
Ooh, good.
That's creepy. Almost like a movie flashback. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she says I watched that show a few times and I can't bear to watch it because it scares me so bad.
Oh my God.
Right.
Can you imagine seeing it pristine and in working order? No. Oh my God.
Yeah, she said it went from like the night and like everything trashed where it would like flash.
Yeah.
And things would be, oh my gosh. She said I kept going, and she said as I went the panic kept setting in. She said soon I felt more things touching me. She said it almost felt like the pressure, like they were trying to push me down.
Oh yeah?
But I fought and I fought and I fought. And by this time I finally got my voice and I started screaming, but my boyfriend did not come. She said as the flashes kept going, I seen orderlies trying to throw me to the ground.
Oh my God. Probably thought she was a patient. Oh my God.
Right.
Ooh.
She said, free running down the hall, and again I could see flashing going back and forth. And I ran into this big person. She says, I'm not sure if this was an orderly or if this person just worked here or what. But they grabbed my face, and she said, just as they grabbed my face, I heard my boyfriend behind me saying, what's wrong with you?
She
said, I turned around. He was there. She said, I don't know why. My first reaction was I just started beating the shit out of him.
Yep. That's what I'd have done. I was going to say, that's probably what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, she said, I turned around. I just started she said, beating the shit out of him. I was punching him, kicking him, screaming at him for bringing me to this place. And he was telling me to calm down.
Yeah, okay.
She said, I kept begging him, let's get out of here. And she said, he finally kind of got angry at me and told me, well, fine, leave if you want to. I'm staying. She said, so now I was faced with the choice of walking away by myself or staying with him in this crazy house. Oh my God.
Well, that's what it was. Yeah. Wow.
She said, so I made the choice to stay with him because I thought at least I had another person there.
That's crazy. I can't even imagine.
She said, as we walked through, we kept seeing different things. She said we would see, like, windows where it almost looked like people had drawn on the windows. Had spray painted the windows with different drawings and things. And as we got towards the back of the last building that had... there was two buildings. She said, we got to the last building. She says, we got over there. She said, my boyfriend started getting really tired. Like, he couldn't stay awake. He kept telling her, I don't know what's going on. I feel funny. And she said, I was more concerned for his health and his safety. She said, so I told him to sit down. As I told him to sit down, she said he actually, fell asleep right in front of me.
Oh, my God.
Oh my
Wow.
God. She said, so now I'm stuck. No, she said, this is outside. She says, I'm stuck outside. My boyfriend's asleep. It's pitch black, and I'm between these two buildings.
Oh, my God.
Suddenly I started feeling things push me again. She said they were touching me, my legs, my arms, everywhere. She said, suddenly I got this flash, and I was laying on the floor inside the building. even though I was outside. She said, I got a flash. I was inside the building and people were above me. And they were trying to put things over my mouth and tape over my eyes.
Oh my God.
I was in her reading this, getting creeped out. Okay, and I read it, it still creeps me out. And she said, I was screaming and I was crying, but nothing would come out because I was being muzzled, and even the tears were being pushed back because the tape was so tight.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine.
She says the fear was so overwhelming. She said I actually soiled myself. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have too. No doubt there. Oh my God.
She said suddenly, she said I was jolted awake. She said I woke up, there was a flashlight in my face. She said it was a security guard asking me what the hell we were on.
Oh.
It was an older gentleman saying, what the hell are you kids on? Yeah, this one's over here passed out and you're screaming, what the hell are you on? She said, I could hear him on his radio calling for an ambulance, and I kept begging him to please stop, don't call them. But he did it anyways. She said, so there I am with wet pants.
Oh.
She peed herself.
Yeah, well, yeah.
She said, and for me, she said, I kept seeing things, and she said from behind the security guard, she could see two orderlies standing there. Like right behind the security guard. Now this is like in real time.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She said they were just standing there staring at me. She said and they were almost mocking the security guard as he's speaking. They were like moving their hands up and down like, haha, you know, like making fun of him talking. She said we finally got my boyfriend awake. And he still didn't know what happened. He woke up and he actually seen the two orderlies. He started screaming.
Whoa, you think?
Pointing at the orderlies, backing up against the wall. And the security guard didn't. He still thinks we're on drugs. He's like, she says, what seemed like forever. She said the ambulance and the police finally showed up. They put him on a gurney and took him away because he was just hysterical. She said they got me. Oh, they called my parents. My parents came to get me. Of course, they were not thrilled.
Yeah.
And she said, as we were driving away, she said, I looked back, and I could see a whole bunch of people, she said, looked like they were dressed in white, standing outside the gate waving at me.
Oh, my God. That's freaking creepy.
She said, I've never had any other experiences since then. She said, but I still have nightmares of the event. Yeah,
I probably would be, too. Holy crap.
She said that she broke up with her boyfriend 2 days later, and he won't even speak about the event. He said, whenever I've told the story and people have asked him about it, he tells them that I'm lying, that never happened.
Yeah, denial, big time.
Right.
You think? Why do guys do that? I don't know. They don't want to admit they saw something?
But he admits that something made him tired and that he had that, but he says that the rest of it that never happened. That he never. But the people that were there. Well, she said a few years later, I looked up the security place that had done security there. She said I tried to find out who the person was that was on duty that night, and they said that they said that he has not worked for that company for a few years, so apparently he quit right after this.
Oh, yeah, what a surprise. Oh, my God.
She said, I've been trying to find him, but nobody will give me records. She said, I would love to speak to him just to find out what he saw that night.
Yeah, absolutely. Holy crap.
Oh, my God.
I can't even imagine seeing that. I mean, it could have been the mental patients, touching her and all that stuff. Oh, I mean, can you imagine if she'd have been there on her own, by herself?
Oh, my God.
What could have happened? That is, oh, my God.
Right?
Jeez.
Well, and her jerk of a boyfriend, oh, my God.
Yeah, wow.
Well, number one, having her climb over the wall by herself to begin with and not, riding by her.
Yeah. Yeah,
or taking her there himself,
Yeah, thanks a lot, bonehead. Yeah, good. You got rid of him. Good. That's crazy.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
So she was like, that show Stranger Things where that kid sees. So that's kind of like what she was seeing there.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine seeing something like that?
No, no.
Wow.
Like going into a abandoned building, all of a sudden it's flash, like when it's all together.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah. No, I'd have left right then and there. I'm done. Out of here. Wow.
I'd have been done the second I went there and things were touching me.
Yeah, that would
Second
have
I got
been.
over that wall and things were touching me, it's like, you're on your own, Charlie Brown. I'm
Yeah.
out.
Yep. See ya. Let me know what happens. Holy
Right.
crap. But, you know, he can't totally deny it if there's a hospital record. Ha ha ha.
Exactly.
You know? Because they
She said
probably.
that he admits that something made him very tired. He said it was probably like gas or something.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that
Gas
was
in the,
it.
gas in the buildings are getting ready to tear down,
Yeah.
sure.
That's it. We'll go with that. Oh my gosh. Wow. I
Oh,
can't.
wait, there's oh, I didn't. Okay, hold on. There was a second page
Oh,
here.
okay.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I didn't. I scrolling down. I'm like, oh, wait, there's some more.
But wait, there's more. Yes.
She just said, oh, it just says, I drive by there often to this day, and there's no longer a building there, and there's now a doctor's office sitting on the property.
Oh, I don't know
So
if that's a good thing.
She said the property was broken up into 4 different sections, and the place where we were at, there's a doctor's office sitting there right now. She said, I won't even drive in there. I won't even go into the driveway.
Can you imagine a doctor's office of all things?
She said, I could barely muster the courage just to drive by.
Can you imagine a doctor's office? How ironic.
Could you imagine you sit there getting examined all the time?
Yeah, no. I mean, that's got to be. They got to have things going on there.
Oh, yeah, you know it. I mean, because mental health in this country wasn't always like it is now.
Oh,
where they're
no.
Oh, well, there's a medical reason, there's a chemical imbalance. Back then, they were
Right.
like, oh, let's, just drill into their brain and shock the shit out of them.
Yeah, electric shock and cold those baths they had.
Right. Yeah, give them orgasm until they almost die. That'll cure the madness.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
They did that as a therapy. Did
Yes.
you know that?
Women? Yes, I know.
That is crazy.
Why would you even think that would help?
Yeah, they would actually put like this gigantic, I guess, the vibrator on women, and they would seriously give them the orgasm until they passed out.
Yeah.
That is insane.
I don't understand why they thought these things they did was gonna help.
To me, that just sounds like some perverted doctor going, okay, so I think if we do this.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Like those baths. I mean, they used to immerse them in there for hours.
Exactly. So you think all this stuff probably, I mean, and that kind of stuff happened well into the 90s.
Oh, yeah. That's why they were closed down. Probably not a good idea to close these places because now there's no place for them.
Well, yeah, they should have just changed their ways versus, but then again, how do you wash off a stain like that of things that, especially mental patients, because a lot of mental patients, a lot of psychics and like mediums and stuff like that believe that a lot of mental patients actually have abilities.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's part of the problem with their mental illness is they can't determine between reality and and like actually ghost or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying all of them, but mediums believe that's a lot of the problem, like throughout history, that they think some of the mental patients actually had abilities.
Yeah.
So could you imagine if you had abilities, you were in a place like that?
No, I can't even. That's just, it was just horrible conditions. Absolutely. But they weren't really, monitored either. They were just like, okay, you're in charge. That was it.
Well, like where she said she was being forced out on a table.
Yeah. Oh my God.
There was tape, like real tight tape over her eyes.
Yeah.
And she was like muzzled almost. Oh my God.
I can't even imagine something like that happening at all.
To me, from just what it sounded like, I mean, just from the story, to me, it almost sounds like I think she probably has abilities.
Oh, yeah.
Even to the slightest that she has abilities. And I think, like, because they were going there to, basically disrespect.
Right.
So I think maybe they were showing her stuff that they went through so she understood, like,
could well be.
No joke.
Yeah, that could well be, too. Yes. I guess it can.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, after reading it a few times, that's kind of what I gathered, almost like they were trying to show her. Like, this is the stuff we went through, and you're going to come here and disrespect like this.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's good insight on that, definitely. I mean, but can you imagine if, he hadn't come back in, or if she was left on her own? What if
Oh
he'd have
yeah,
taken
or if
off?
that
What would have
security guard
happened?
hadn't showed up
Yeah,
once he passed out.
yeah. What would have happened? You don't want to think about what could have happened.
Yeah, what part cracked me up was when she said, like, when he came back in, like, she turned around, because that's your natural reaction.
Yeah, well,
Because you're
yeah.
so furious at that person for bringing you
Yes,
here.
yeah.
It's like,
And leaving you alone, yeah.
Yeah, she said, I just started punching him and kicking him.
You were saying about usually things like this seem to happen, a lot of teenage years. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a hormonal thing going on.
It could be.
You know?
It could be, because a lot of haunted houses and things like that, they find are usually linked to, like, teenagers.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I just wonder,
especially-
and her, if she has some abilities,
Yeah.
at that time. I think it's hormonal changes and different things going on, that kind of kick that in a little bit.
Well, and I think you're more receptive
Yeah.
as a teenager.
Yeah,
Because, like, because you have, like, I hate to call it this, but I call it the I don't give a shit switch.
yeah.
Where, like,
Yeah.
she said, common sense was telling her don't go over that wall, but the teenage part of her was like, yeah, do it anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And what could possibly go wrong?
You really can't be decisive. Well, that's why, I mean, I know I'm going to probably get a lot of hate mail for this, but I can't stand the fact that they let 16-year-olds drive.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're ready.
Well, I just, like, hormonally, I just don't think that, I'm not saying everyone,
No,
but for the
no.
most part, it's like, they don't care that they're driving 150.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is
75.
cool. Yeah. I
they-
have to agree with you there. And
Like,
and
they
it's
don't have
sad.
a fear, there's no fear button there, or
No,
less
no.
of one we would
And
have.
the thing is, and this is the truth because they have it on Route 2 here, 31,000 teenage deaths, crashes.
Oh, yeah.
31,000
I believe it.
because of texting and driving.
Well, that and just, like, in general, they just don't think it's gonna,
No. Yeah.
Like, I can remember being a teenager, and I can remember, like, in the Mojave Desert,
Yeah. We're
doing
invincible.
off-roading in my mother's car, not even
Yeah.
a truck. She had a car. It was like a freaking Ford Thunderbird, and I was taking it off-road in the desert.
Oh my God. Yeah.
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 Getting stuck in places. I lost, oh my God, there was one time my friends had gone out doing the off-roading like that, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
thought, I got away with it. Next day, her license plate's gone.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
we had to go out in the middle of the desert looking for her dang license plate.
Oops.
Yeah, oops.
But
But
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So it doesn't surprise me that a lot of these ghost stories and things
Yeah.
that happen are where there's teenagers involved.
Yeah, very true. That's very, very true. I hadn't thought about it that way.
I think
but
they're
yeah.
just more receptive to being, seeing things.
Yeah. Well, your fear factor is there, but like she said, the other side kicks in.
That's true. That's
And
true.
so you ignore that common sense till later on in life. And you're like, shit, why did I do that? The hell was wrong with me? But yeah, it's just that's how it is for whatever reason. That's crazy.
when I was reading this, I was just like, oh my God.
I can't eat. That's horrifying.
Well, and the fact that it started instantly, too. It's like the second she went over that wall, and like
Yeah.
they were touching her and pushing her.
Yeah. Ooh. Yep. Absolutely. That's
Well, I guess I would probably think that was my boyfriend that was screwing around. At first,
not if nobody was around there.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd be like, what the
Probably
hell?
still in the back of her mind, she was probably thinking, he must
Yeah,
have done
yeah.
something,
Yeah.
So that's probably why she continued. That's what I would think, anyways.
I would think. I don't know. That's
I don't
insane.
know though. I think the second, for me now, I think the second something touched me, I'm gone.
Yeah, you got
You know?
that right. Got that
It's
right.
kind of like where I work, I work in the medical
Yeah.
field, with the elderly, and it's like, there's always still, sometimes it gets more intense than other nights.
Yeah,
But it's like, I run on the theory, as long as you don't touch me, I'm okay.
yeah.
You can turn on and off water, you can shut doors, you can
Yeah,
do
whatever. Just
you
don't
want
touch
to.
me, yeah.
You touch me, it's done.
You got that right. You got that right. Excuse me, yeah. Very true. I'm the same way, yeah. It's like I tell my brother, it's fine, you're here, do your little things, but I don't want to see you, okay? Thanks much.
Well, what's really strange is we have what I call a float. We have one person on each side, then there's like a person who floats.
Uh-huh.
And it seems like whenever we have this certain girl that's there, things intensify in that place.
Oh.
And I can't figure out if she's screwing with us or if things just come around more when she's there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe she has an ability she doesn't know about.
Possibly. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's definitely bizarre.
Definitely. I can't even. Some of these, of course, mental asylums were worse than others. I mean,
Yeah.
but I can't even. But again, they weren't monitored. Nobody gave a shit.
Well,
To
yeah,
put
it
it
was
bluntly.
pretty much. I mean, you could be thrown at. People don't understand. You didn't have to walk around like you were chewing your own face to get thrown one of these things. That they considered reading too many books as an
way back.
hysteria.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, yes, too many books or, something like that. Yeah, there's something wrong with you, and
Yeah, if you read too many books, they said it was some kind of a hysteria that you needed to be cured from.
Yes.
Because
Oh my gosh.
you
Yes.
wanted to be in the book world more than the real world.
Who doesn't? But anyway, yeah.
Right? Could you imagine that?
Well, your family could put you in on anything. That was the scary part.
Especially women.
Yes,
Women
yes.
were very easily thrown in places like this because they could do something like if a woman lifted up her dress for a second to itch her ankle in public.
Yeah.
Like for real, if they would show their ankle, they would throw them in there because they said they were trying to be sexual in public.
Yeah.
For
Really?
showing their ankle.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, common sense things that we, know today.
That happened well into the 1950s that families could just throw their loved ones in asylums.
Yeah.
Just have a doctor sign off. That's all I need. And that was in the 50s.
Yeah.
Now, once past the 50s and they realized, some of the abuse that was going on, they stopped letting families just throw their loved ones in there. They had to have all these medical evaluations. But once they got you, that was it.
Yeah, you weren't getting out.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest,
Yeah, you weren't getting out.
It was a real thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Once they got you in there, you weren't getting out, that's for sure.
No.
That was just, but if it, had they done things, changed things, I mean, there's this one guy, he was in Cleveland, that he killed a man just on the street because he thought he was flirting with his imaginary girlfriend.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you don't want to say it, but we need some of these places.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, because they're not being monitored with their medicine or anything. And it's not just it's for their own safety.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
They're doing things that somebody's going to get ticked and they're going to, go off on them. Or like that guy, now he's in prison because they can only keep him in the hospital, in the psychiatric ward for a certain amount of time. And that's it.
That's true.
So,
yeah, so it's just one of those things. It's a catch-22 because, like you said, these places were not monitored.
No.
They could do stuff like lobotomies, electroshock therapy. I mean, so you think there's got to be some kind of energy.
Yeah, yes.
Like what she experienced in these places to kind of let her know, this is what happened to us.
That's just too freaky. That poor girl. I mean, she's still having nightmares.
I'm trying to look this up. How when it was last used. I'm pretty sure it was still, the Freeman, he performed, the last lobotomy was performed in 1967.
Go figure, 67, wow.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that was still going on like that.
Yeah. That's just crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
That it became the most popular in the 50s, but the very last one, he says that the last transorbital lobotomy happened in 1967. It ended in the patient's death.
Oh, what a surprise. Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard to believe.
If anybody doesn't know what a lobotomy is, basically they screw it into your your frontal lobe and your brain. They would like screw something in there.
Yeah. Well, they drill into there. They remove this, or destroy it, and you're basically a zombie at that point.
Yeah, you're just in there drooling on yourself.
Yeah, you have no control. None. Which is, they take away all of that. So, yeah, that's just, I can't even imagine. And the early times, what did they use? They used a freaking hand drill, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Or a hammer and spike. It's like, really? Come on, jeez. Can you imagine that coming? You see that coming towards you? Oh my God.
That is insanity.
Yeah. Yeah, well, these doctors, they figured they could, do what they wanted, and justify it in their own minds, I guess. I don't know. But that story's freaky. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, especially like I said, she said she went over the wall and it happened right away.
Yeah. Jeez.
Like they didn't even wait.
No, there was no waiting there. No. Wow. Anybody else have anything like that happen out there? If you're listening, let us know.
Yes, actually, email us, do something. KBLP LLC, message us on Facebook. On Twitter, anything. Just let us know that, what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to tell your story on the air. That's just insanity.
Yeah. So if anybody else has something like this that happened to them, let us know, please. Yes. That's just crazy. So we can, let's talk about some of the other castles. We have Edinburgh Castle, of course. Who hasn't heard of this one? It looms over the Scottish capital, and it's one of the most haunted buildings in one of the world's most haunted cities. Edinburgh Castle counts a cast of supernatural characters for residents. On any given day, it's not unusual to see a phantom piper, a headless drummer, French prisoners from the 7-Year War, and colonial prisoners from the American Revolutionary War. And be prepared, because you might notice a sudden drop in temperature or feel something or someone tug on your clothing or your arm.
Why would Americans be there, though?
I don't know.
I know that certain countries helped us out during that, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. And colonial prisoners from the American Revolutionary War. They must have taken them back there. It's the only thing I can figure. One of the largest paranormal investigations in history took place there in 2001. So, How about Moosham Castle? Now, this is Austria.
Oh, I've never heard of this one.
Moosham Castle. And I'm putting it on there.
Ooh.
Moosham Castle. And Salem wasn't the only city to unleash a brutal witch hunt. This one in Austria might have even been crueler and bloodier. Their archbishop imprisoned countless women and girls suspected of witchcraft and kept them prisoner in Moosham Castle. They were tortured, murdered, in some of the most ghastly and gruesome ways imaginable. Yeah. No one knows for sure how many, the exact count, but so far they're in the 10,000 range.
Oh my God.
Yes. Many of their spirits are believed to roam the grounds and halls of this 12th century castle. And most of the rooms today remain in their original state. And you can see apparitions. You can sense a presence behind you or next to you, and be touched by these women and girls. Can you imagine? 10,000 range. They were raped, tortured, and murdered there. So that's Moosh.
You would think even back then that they would notice 10,000 women missing. You know what I mean? Like somebody would intervene at some point.
Yeah, well, back then I don't think they usually turned them in for witchcraft.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I'm sure they knew, but they probably figured.
True. And then like the hysteria would kick in, and they would be like,
absolutely, the witchcraft hunts. They were. No, everybody was turning everybody in. It was crazy. So that one, Moosham Castle, that's in Austria. Of course, everybody's heard of Castle Lep. Who hasn't heard of this one? This one is considered the most haunted castle in the world.
What is it?
Castle Lep. It's not Leap, it's called Lep.
Lep. Okay.
Yes, and it is Ireland, in Ireland. Now, many of your paranormal investigators have been here. This 13th century castle was built by the O'Bannon clan, and it's been on almost every paranormal activity ghost hunting show out there. During the 15th century, a man killed his brother who was a priest while he was holding mass, which was nicknamed the Bloody Chapel. Over the years, people were imprisoned, tortured, and executed here. And during restoration work, 3 cartloads of human bones and a pocket watch were removed from a dungeon with a spiked floor. And if that wasn't enough, a girl named Emily fell from the top tower in the 1600s. Her ghost is often seen reenacting her fatal swan dive, disappearing before, of course, she hits the ground. There's other ghosts that include a decaying sheep-like spirit that smells like sulfur, a burly man who has been spotted in the priest's house that was destroyed in 1922, and there's a red lady. She carries a raised dagger as if she's about to stab someone, and many more. This is they consider Lep Castle the most haunted castle in the world. So, yeah, can you imagine?
I wonder if, surroundings of land has something to do with, the severity.
I often wonder about that, ley lines and stuff.
I've always wondered that, because there's a certain type of limestone, I think it is, they call it memory rock.
Yeah, and some of these dungeons did have that.
Yeah, where they call it memory rock, and it's like wherever this stone is around, they claim that it actually can hold memories.
Yes,
and
I've
that's
heard
what
that.
people are seeing. They're not actually seeing spirits; they're seeing almost like a picture show.
Yeah. Some of them do have residual, which is just the loop. They're just reenacting. I think that's Girl from the Tower. That's what that is. It's like a loop that's happening over and over again. Yeah. They don't even know you're there.
That's so crazy.
Say, Musham Castle in Austria. That one's creepy. But yeah, Lep Castle is considered the most haunted castle in the world. Another one, of course, we know, Frankenstein Castle in Germany. This is a castle, another one that channels the golden era of Gothic Romantic English literature. The castle is believed to have inspired Mary Shelley's novel Frankenstein. The remains of this 13th century castle overlook Darmstadt, and its name refers to an ancient German tribe called Frank, and of course Stein is a standard naming term in Germany. The ghost of Johann Dippel haunts the castle, a physician and alchemist who moonlighted as a body snatcher. Oh, isn't that nice? He wanted to resurrect, and this is the truth, he wanted to resurrect the dead by creating an elixir, oh, isn't that nice, from bits and pieces of corpses. Yum. And his potion, oh, get this, how ironic, killed him in 1734. He took it himself. And he's usually seen sitting on the chapel roof between Christmas and New Year's. So there was actually a person who tried that, to make an elixir for that. Immortality.
Oh,
Immortality. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that there's probably been a lot of secret stuff going on too that people don't even know about. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But this guy was, you'd think, being an alchemist and stuff, he was pretty, well off and stuff.
There's a reason why our government has an actual protocol for if the dead come back to life.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, they do. If you guys didn't know out there, yes, we do have that. So, yeah. It makes you wonder, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he wanted to be, become immortal. Yuck. Can you imagine? That had to taste like crap. Ugh. Ooh. This next one is Castle. We'll spell it out here. Maybe. My finger's getting away. Castle Reszel. Reszel. And this one is in Poland, believe it or not. Don't hear much out of there, really.
No.
Actually. And it's a red brick Gothic structure. At first glance, it looks beautiful and warm and welcoming. But terrifying things have happened inside. A woman named Barbara Zedunk was held captive there after being accused of arson and witchcraft in 1807. She was burned at the stake in 1811, but not before years of rape, torture, and torment. She apparently gave birth to children no one knows about. And what happened to them? It said her and the children's ghosts still linger in the dungeons.
Ew, so they killed the kids?
Yeah. Because she was a witch,
Oh my God.
Yeah. And she is believed to be the last person executed for witchcraft in Europe. Stay at your own risk. It is a hotel. You can go there and stay. But request a room far away from the dungeons, if you would. I think that would be wise.
I don't know that I would even stay there.
Yeah, you can. A lot of these places you can stay at, which is interesting in of itself. So yeah, lots of places you can stay, and yeah, I don't know. I think I would. There's a haunted castle for sale in Maine. Want to go in on it?
Sure.
Why not, right? Yeah, there is one in Maine that is for sale.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. It's called Becket Castle. And this is in Maine. Becket. Sounds familiar, don't it?
Yeah, it does. That's
Yeah.
why I'm getting ready to look it up.
It's only $2.5 million. What the hell? We can do that. You'd think at that price, the ghost would help you out there, but no.
Oh, that is a creepy looking place.
Oh, you look
my
it
God.
up? Yeah, Becket Castle.
Yeah. That's right by the water.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It was supposedly built in 1874 as a summer cottage for Sylvester Becket. He was a prominent lawyer, publisher, and poet who lived and worked in Portland. Unlike most lawyers, Becket was good with his hands and reportedly built the castle himself out of local gray fieldstone. It faces the Casco Bay on the southern tip of Maine. Sounds good, right? No.
Hey, it's being sold for $3 million. Got that right here.
There you go. Before you make an offer, though, you may want to call one of the local ghost or paranormal groups to find out why Becket Castle is known as one of the most haunted houses in Maine. According to the local legends, Becket himself, who may have been upset at the previous owner, Robert Linz, who neglected his beloved castle, failed to pay property taxes and ended up losing it to foreclosure. So he visits in the form of a radiant blue orb and is known to pull sheets off the beds, open doors, knock paintings off the walls.
Oh, no. See, him and I would be having a talk.
Yeah. Lynn said he felt someone lying on top of him and became so tired of the door of his bedroom to the tower opening and closing that he nailed it shut, only to find it open again with the nails pulled out. And, of course, the tower. What a perfect and predictable place for a ghost to reside. Local historians say Becket himself may have seen ghosts. He was known for holding seances there. So God only knows what he let in.
Yeah,
So
God knows what he unleashed there.
yeah, exactly. Gosh. Yeah. So God only knows what's there. It was originally listed at $3.3 million. It's $2.5 now. Buyers are concerned about the ghosts, do you think? And the ones he saw. Harvey had said before she died she never had any sightings. But
Oh my God.
what do you think? Would you?
Would I buy that place?
Yeah.
Only if I had Amy Allen go there first.
Yeah, we'd have to check it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Wouldn't that be interesting?
The thing is, like, I'm like on the side of like Amy Allen on stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's like I don't believe in going in places with the intention of disturbing anything.
Very
I just
true.
don't.
Yeah, no.
You know, I will not ever go into a place like with ghost hunter equipment and all that. You just won't see me do that because I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I mean, not that I don't believe in that they do it. I mean, they do it, but I'm just saying, like, I don't believe in disturbing things.
Yeah, leave them alone.
Kind of like in Lord of the Rings when they grab the Hobbit's arm, they're like, "Do not disturb the water." That's kind of how I am with haunted places.
Okay, that's their place. They're there. It's not yours. So, there's another one. It's called the Haunted Hall of Dreams, and it is off the coastline of Ireland. It's called Loftus Hall, also known as there's another name for it too. It meanders by the seaside of Peninsula County in Wexford. It's a great view, but you see a rather surreal sight looming in the distance. There is an enormous and very old country house that towers over the once opulent, but now derelict and battered by age. Loftus Hall, and it's also known as the Hall of Dreams. It is infused with tragic and violent and sinister history. It has grown to acquire a reputation as one of the most haunted castles in the country. The place is rather colorful. There was a long time ago, this was a sacred land infused with magic and revered by the Celtic Druids. They used it for their rituals there, that particular spot of land. So the Druids, this was a place of great power and magic. And, of course, the realm of their legends and mysticism for thousands of years. Of course, they drifted away later, of course. And the Normans took over, and they built this imposing castle right on top of this land around 1180. It was known then as Houseland Castle and was erected by Norman Knight Raymond, or Redmond Fitzgerald, known as Raymond le Gros, Raymond the Fat. So there you go. From there, the castle became a decrepit ruin until Fitzgerald's descendants rebuilt it in 1350, an era when the Black Death was menacing the land, and they called it Redmond Hall. And here's where it becomes interesting. In the 1600s, the Irish Confederate War broke out. The castle would be repeatedly subject to attack by English forces. And they proved to be a tenacious group, the Redmonds, and they defended at all costs. And one famous story is that the valiant fight of 68-year-old Alexander Redmond, he managed to fend off around 100 troops with just his resourcefulness and the help of his sons and tenants, killing most of the enemies and capturing and executing the rest. But the hall eventually fell to the English and was confiscated. Now catch this date. You tell me. In 1666.
Oh my God.
The hall would fall into the hands of the Loftus family and would be renamed Loftus Hall. 1666. Okay. They became increasingly powerful and illustrious family. Went about to complete renovation. Worthy of a visit from Queen Victoria herself, which they were hoping would come see it. The hall eventually, after 1937, was eventually abandoned and stood there alone, isolated, uninhabited for decades. Finally being sold in 1983 to a man named Michael Devereux. It was still the Loftus Hall. This wouldn't last long, as Devereux would die not long after. His wife would mysteriously vanish. They never did find her. And again, the house stood unoccupied for several decades, until it passed to the Quigley family. Throughout all this, the Quigley family has it.
Okay.
Yeah. The hall remained abandoned and feral for long stretches of time. And they believe it has long been considered to be a cursed place with the forces of evil. There's a legend surrounding its halls, of course, that dates back to the 17th century. Yeah. And, of course, in 1666, A caretaker, Charles, came to Loftus Hall with his wife and daughter, Anne. One stormy night, this is creepy. One stormy night, a ship is said to have crashed against the rocks over there at Hook Peninsula, after which a mysterious stranger made his way to the mansion through the lashing wind and rain. And of course, they graciously let him in out of the storm and offered him shelter, and he would end up being there for several weeks while his battered ship was repaired. In the meantime, he made quick friends with Anne, and of course, they fell in love. According to the tale, one night, the family and the stranger were playing cards in the tapestry room when Anne dropped one of her cards and bent down under the table to retrieve it. When she did so, she noticed that the stranger's feet were now cloven hooves, which,
Oh my gosh.
which caused her to scream, shoot upright, and scream. The mystery man, now certain that she had found out his dark secret, shot up straight into the air, smashed through the roof, and may have turned into a fireball, flying off into the night, never to be seen again.
Oh.
Shortly after this, Anne is said to have gone stark raving mad and confined to one of the mansion's rooms until she passed. Interestingly, now this is interesting, her grave was cemented over and sealed for reasons unknown. They cemented her grave over and sealed it. The hole that the devil made the hole is still there. In the ceiling is said to be irreparable to this day.
They can't repair the ceiling?
No, and when they do, it just it breaks again. It just falls off. And even in modern times, this portion of the ceiling looks different from the rest. When they do some things, but eventually it falls, like just falls apart. From the time of Anne's death onwards, Loftus Hall became well known as being a haunt of the devil, an intensely haunted place in general. Restless spirit of Anne is known to prowl the estate. The hall had such a reputation for being haunted. On many occasions, Catholic and Protestant priests were brought in to exorcise it. They never could. The ghost of Anne has remained active to this day, and she's known for spooking visitors and photobombing pictures taken by people on tours.
And what castle is this?
This is Loftus Hall.
Okay.
The Hall of Dreams. Excuse me. Hall of Dreams. Haunted Hall of Dreams. There's also ghostly horses said to roam the grounds, as well as apparitions of long-dead British soldiers and a dark shadow entity that they believe is the devil himself. Also, add to this that there are reports that the location was used by Satanists for dark rituals while it was abandoned. And there you are. You get a place charged with a dark history, death, curses, and the devil himself. And Loftus Hall is often mentioned as one of the most haunted places in Ireland. As a matter of fact, Ghost Adventure, Zach Baggins was there.
Zach was?
Yep, Zach was there. So, there you go. Lots of stuff went on, they said. So, this one is definitely creepy. So that hole in the ceiling, it won't stay fixed.
That is just weird that they can't fix it or keep it fixed.
Yeah, no, it keeps falling apart. I love the year though. It's like really, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. And of course, we all know about the Castle of Chicago. That's, of course, H.H. Holmes' place.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm got to do a thing on him. Just crazy.
Have you looked up? There's a castle in Connecticut, I think it is.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah, probably. What's it called?
I'm trying to look it up here.
Okay. I don't know the name of it, though.
I just remember, like, when I lived out there, they used to do tours, like a boat tour, and they'd go by and I believe they called it, there's a castle in Connecticut, a private Disney castle that's for sale for $45 million.
Oh, sure, we'll get right on that.
Yeah.
No.
That's not what I was talking about.
Yeah, no.
Let's see. I don't even know. Dracula's castle was for sale a few years ago, $66 million.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll get right on that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Can't find it now, but I know that there's boat tours.
Oh, yeah.
That they do, like, along the river in Hartford. And they do this. I had never been on one, but Gillette Castle, that's what it's called.
Okay, I have heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember they said it was haunted.
I believe it. There's so much stuff that went on that we have no clue about. These families are nuts, some of them.
Yeah, and Gillette was I believe, the razor people, right?
Yeah. Another few interesting things about Lep Castle. Of course, we talked about the priest. You know, they murdered him in this day. They also report seeing the sighting of a broad-shouldered and heavyset man pushing a barrel up the stairs. And as soon as he gets to the top, he rolls it down. Both the man and the barrel disappear. So weird. Another account is that of the Red Lady. We talked a little about her with a dagger in her hand. She is said to be ghost of a woman who was captured and raped by the O'Carrolls, who was there at the time. She later fell pregnant, and her child was killed by her captors. So,
oh my God!
And you can notice the smell of decaying flesh and sulfur. And that's the sheep thing that the sulfur smell comes from. It is known as it. Okay. And it has a decaying face, so there's a little more to that. So that's Lep Castle. That's crazy, that place. That's
that
Lep
is.
Castle. Yeah, that bloody chapel.
Gillette Castle?
I'm sorry?
He was that Gillette Castle I was talking about, he was an actor. He was most famous for a portrayal of Sherlock Holmes in some silent movie.
Oh, way back.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I thought it was like some kind of razor.
Yeah, I thought the Gillette people.
Not.
Yeah. Maybe eventually. I don't know. That's weird. What do you have on it?
I was just kind of reading on it here. I don't know a lot about it. I was just, like I said, I just knew it was there. It says it straddles the two different towns. And it says the castle was originally a private residence commissioned and designed by William Gillette, an American actor who was most famous for that movie. It says the estate was purchased. The estate was purchased by the state of Connecticut in 1943 for $5,000.
Oh my God!
Yeah, they actually have a park there, and you can tour it and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of these places you can now, but they say you're more than likely you're going to see something.
It said it was built between 1914 and 1919. It was completed in 1924 on 184 acres.
Wow.
It's a chain of hills known as the Seven Sisters.
I've heard of those. Huh.
Like I said, there really isn't a whole lot on it about like what the reason was or anything. And there's a whole deal on here, but I'm not going to get into that. You know, you've got better stories, but I'm sure that there's stuff here that it's a really creepy looking castle, though.
I wonder why they built them that way. I often wonder. It's like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, that is creepy as shit. Okay.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah. At least there are some in the U.S. Not as many as, of course, overseas, but...
Yeah.
The next one is called the Prison Castle, or Dragsholm Castle in Denmark.
I've heard of this one.
Yeah. It's a lot more beautiful than, there are fewer castles more beautiful than this one. And fewer still are those where residents include those from a parallel universe. In the mid-16th century, the castle was converted into a prison by the Danish crown. The captives included some high-profile figures, including the former owner of Dragsholm, Joachim, and the Earl of Bothwell, who was also Mary Queen of Scots' third husband. And of course, this makes visitors feel slightly queasy anyway. It gets stranger. It gets stranger. There have been numerous reports of sightings of three very eerie ghosts in the castle. The spirit of a woman wearing a white dress is often seen lurking on the grounds. The White Lady, as she's come to be known, was of noble lineage. She did the unimaginable and had an affair with a servant. Of course, did this not bode well with her father? Well, yeah, the owner of the castle. He had her thrown in the castle dungeons, and for hundreds of years her restless ghost has been spotted roaming it. Freakier still is the fact that in 1900, when evacuations took place in and around the castle, a female skeleton was found where the dungeons were, wearing a white dress. So they believe that was her. Of course, having, servants at your beck and call was one of the splendor of living in a castle. And it says that these servants were extremely loyal to their owners. One maid grew up serving her masters at Dragsholm, and her ghost is said to roam the castle, making sure that everything is running like clockwork. And there is one spirit that is somewhat a celebrity status. The Earl of Bothwell is the castle's most famous ghost. You may hear the sound of horses' hooves clapping on the grounds. He has been spotted riding into the castle ground with his horse and carriage. So, interesting. There's always something bizarre with these families. It's creepy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There always seems to, especially overseas, like there was like always some jacked up backstory.
I know. There's like, what the hell? Let's see. Windsor Castle is another one.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's heard of this one pretty much, I do believe. This is in England, of course. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. It was a Queen's favorite weekend home. Let's see. I lost my place here. I hate that when I do that. But yeah, all these places have lots of, their families weren't quite there. You know what I mean? There's always something nasty going on.
Yeah, there's always some like really dark.
Yeah.
And it usually involves females. Have you noticed?
Yeah. What a surprise, right? What was I? No, I can't find it. Okay, where was I? Okay. I like that one in Maine. We should check that out. Of course, like I said, H.H. Holmes, we all know about that one.
Yeah.
So, I wonder when they're going to come out that movie. Do you know?
I don't know. I keep hearing about it, but then they keep putting it on the back burner, so I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I lost my place here. Okay. If you know of any haunted castles you've been, let us know about that too. I'd like to hear what experience you've had. Let me find my place here. Well, just a couple
or even
more.
like there's a lot of places that are just like large estates too.
Yeah, very true. They're not considered.
A castle, but
Yeah.
like Estes Park in Colorado, that hotel there that was based for Stephen King.
Yeah. Yes.
Novel The Shining. I've actually been there, and the place does have like a weird aura about it, But it's like it's big enough to be considered like a castle, but because it's not, it doesn't look like a castle, they don't consider it one. But
No.
I bet you there's a lot of estates like that around the world that are probably just as haunted.
Oh, I'm sure. So Windsor Castle, and this is where spirits and humans coexist. So interesting. Of course, this is in England. It's the oldest and largest castle in the world. And of course, it was a residence of the British monarchy. And of course, the list of ghosts, which are said to share the castle with the British monarchy and their 500 staff members, is endless. Of course, Henry VIII, an overpowering historical figure. It seems even at death, he wants to keep an eye on the throne he once held. It is said he had a foul temper, had suffered an unfortunate accident, and as a result, his leg became ulcerated. And many people have reported sightings of Henry VIII dragging himself through the corridors, and because he couldn't walk on it, I guess. And some have claimed that the former monarch can be heard shouting in the castle for his servants. The majestic library of Windsor Castle also has a visitor from the other side. Queen Elizabeth I, daughter of Henry VIII, she's been spotted wearing a black dress and shawl inside the library. The clicking of her shoes is clearly audible. King George III claimed to have spoken to her ghost.
Ew.
Yeah.
Really?
Another one who makes an occasional appearance at the Dean's Cloister at Windsor, the ghost of Anne Boleyn, of course, has been sighted. They claim she is standing in the window weeping. And also Charles I, who was captured in Windsor, he was later decapitated. He's also seen roaming around the castle. So a lot of royalty roaming there, apparently.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. And so there you go. That one, Anne Boleyn, she's supposed to be a frequent ghost.
Yeah, I've actually heard of her ghost.
Yes.
Heard the stories of.
Yeah, I only have a couple more. And this one is called The Home of the Grey Lady, Hampton Court Palace. A couple of 12-year-olds were on a trip to the 16th century palace. This wasn't very long ago. They were busy taking photographs of each other, as you do. It was a school trip there. What they could not spot was a rather towering figure photobombing their pictures. They could have easily avoided her, though the trouble was she couldn't be spotted by the naked eye. They looked at their pictures and they saw her apparition, eerily fitting description of the Grey Lady who was sent to haunt the Hampton Court Palace. The ghost of Sybil Penn, a servant and nurse to Prince Edward and Queen Elizabeth I. She died of smallpox in the 1500s. After she passed, the Victorians were the first she seems to have visited. She's never stopped making appearances since then. Of course, Henry VIII's fifth wife, Catherine Howard, she was accused of adultery and cruelly yanked to her death. And her soul, she's seen screaming, running through the haunted gallery there. So, Catherine Howard, yeah, she was yanked to her. She was torn apart. Wasn't that nice? Yeah, what a hell of a way to go. And the halls and corridors of Hampton Court are full of disturbing secrets. The ghouls, wanting to be noticed by the other side of the threshold, they turn up in photographs and make a ruckus. There's an infamous photograph. You could probably check it out online. It's a faint figure of a small child in the Queen's privy chamber. She is one of the many ghosts of children in Tudor dress, and they roam the place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so lots of ghosts there. Okay, I have one more, and we can kind of discuss things. The Newcastle Castle. Newcastle Castle, yes.
Newcastle Castle?
Newcastle Castle, the last resting place for many. It has a history that dates back to the 2nd century. The Romans first built it as a port to guard a bridge over the River Tyne. And over time, the site became a cemetery. Oh, isn't that pleasant? Some suggest it was the 8th century, it could have been in the 12th century, that hundreds of bodies were moved to this location. Around 75 feet away from the castle, another structure called the Black Gate, and it was built between 1247 and 1250 AD. If you listen hard enough, you can hear footsteps in the empty corridors. You can have captured images of a strange mist in their photograph. Dark shadows also turn up. Venture forth into the Queen's chamber, and you may be welcomed by chanting. No, they don't know who this is, but they claim that they're the spirits of the chanting monks. And the story of a ghost lady who is believed pays a visit only to attack, scratch, and shove visitors. Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason. They don't know how she picks her victims, but there you go. Excuse me. This weather's killing me. It's raining and damp. Ugh. And don't be alarmed if you smell whiff of flowers around one of the staircases. It may be the restless soul of the flower girl who was sent to prison. A flower girl was sent to prison because of a large debt she owed. She was raped and abused and finally beaten to death by the male prisoners.
Oh my God.
Isn't that is just, so she's there. I'll bet she is.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was, she's put in with all the other prisoners. Wasn't that nice? She was raped, abused, and beaten to death by the male prisoners. So that is Newcastle Castle. So, what do you think?
That's crazy.
Yep. And that concludes the some of the haunted castles around the world. So
the tour of the castle.
I would love to go to I like Ireland and Scotland and see some of those. Those would be so cool.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings, but I try not to go into places that are hot. I don't even like going to antique stores because they give me anxiety attacks.
Yeah. I bet. But yeah, I think it just would be interesting to see the place. Because a lot of these, like that one castle, it was still in it. It has its original stuff in there. Which,
just architecturally.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Probably just a wonder to look at,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that would just, and just to see. I think it would be very interesting, if nothing else, just to see these places, to see how big they are. These castles, they're huge. And just to see one would be enough for me. So, I don't know.
Yeah. What's funny is that castle that's for sale in Connecticut, the one that's $45 million. I lived out there when that thing was being built. We used to take pictures of it like once a week to see the progress.
Yeah, very cool.
Because there were rumors floating around, hey, they're building a castle, stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, very cool.
So we would drive over to Woodstock because we lived just like a stone throw from Woodstock, and it's like we would go off and we would take pictures. In the wintertime, the trees, you could see it through the trees.
Wow.
So we would take pictures, and you could actually see the construction. I mean, it was a castle-looking thing then.
Yeah.
But apparently they had like ponds and all kinds of stuff. So.
Have you ever taken a photograph and something's been like a photo bomb of a ghost?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Back in the days when there was Polaroids, still, I had taken a picture. I still have the picture. I had taken a picture of my dad. He had like we were messing around with silly string, and
Yeah.
he had like beard, and he had silly string all caught up and like around his nose and his beard. We thought it was funny, so I took the picture, and there was like this what looked like white mist in the background. I just always assumed it was white mist. Well,
Yeah.
when we had gotten computers, I had scanned this picture to send it to my sister. Well, when I did, I blew it. I was like, zoning in on it, and I never noticed it before because you couldn't see it in the Polaroid. But when I blew it up, it actually looked like a person, like a guy standing there.
Oh my gosh. Did that like freak you out?
Yeah, a lot.
Do you think you know who it was, or was it just...
No, because it was like this truck stop place that my dad had bought to try to run, and there was like this little like housing section behind it, and that's where we were. So I didn't know anything of the history there, but yeah.
Wow.
I just always assumed it was like a flash thing,
Yeah, yeah.
But when I had scanned it on the computer and I went to blow it up, I could, like, in the mist, you could actually see a person.
Wow. Wow. Is that the only one you've ever had? I've never had one.
There was another one. This actually happened in a hospital I worked at. I worked in an OB.
Oh.
Like, for labor and delivery.
Uh-huh.
And we were taking like a group picture for like the newspaper advertisements, stuff like that. And we were in the group picture, and I had noticed like when the picture came out, there was something like behind me and like between me and this other girl, like where we did it was right outside an old nursery.
Oh my gosh.
They didn't really use the nursery part anymore because there was that was at the time when like there was like a lot of kidnappings throughout the country. So the mom, babies usually stayed with the mom, and if they did come down to the nurse's station, they stayed at the nurse's station. But anyways, the picture was taken against the window that goes into the old nursery. Well, between me and this other lady, we had noticed there was something like some kind of blob. So like, what the hell was that? So we blew it up, and you could actually see the face of a woman.
Oh my gosh.
Peeking in from the other side of that glass.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
And they said that area there where the nursery was, used to be part of the old morgue because they had totally redone the hospital.
Isn't that lovely? Like, let's build a castle on a cemetery or something. That would be crazy. Why would you do that? Yeah. I don't know. That's
Yeah, but that was weird because you could see, like I said, the actual picture in the paper, you could see it. I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
So again, we scanned it and just blew it. I was like, oh my God.
I actually have to go through some of my, pictures and see. There were a few questionable ones that I'd like to check it out just to see, Anybody else out there have some photobomb ghosts in their pictures?
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff. I've taken pictures, like, and how, like, one time I was gonna go house hunting. We were trying to buy a house or thinking about it, and like the places we looked at, I actually took pictures for the purpose of trying to. And there was one of them I had gotten, and you could actually see like orbs everywhere.
Wow!
So,
wow!
So I go, hell no.
Yeah, no, guess not. We'll pass on that one for sure. For sure. Wow. So if you have any pictures out there that photobombed by a ghost or orbs or whatever, let us know about it because that is just interesting. That they would show up. They can't see them to the naked eye, but photo or something like that, you can. They show up, which is strange.
It is strange.
All of a sudden there's somebody there that you didn't see at the time. So
I think it has to do with the mirrors. And the camera.
Oh, could be. Very well could be. Yes.
I think that's what it is. I think it has to do with the mirrors.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense then. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I have some questionable ones I want to take a closer look at. We start with this stuff, and then I have to go and look. So, and see what I got. Because there were some questionable ones. I'm not sure what it is, but like you said, I'll scan it in and see. Blow it up and see what it is.
Blow it up and see if there's anything there. Because like that one with my dad, that was the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah. Have you ever I'd like to get just a disposable phone, just click and see what you can come up with. A lot of people do that, apparently. I don't know.
Oh, well, I told you about the ghost hand, right?
No.
This was in Texas. We had just opened up this new unit, but it was like an old part of the building. They just redid it, you know, and they called it a new unit, even though it wasn't new. But anyways, when it first opened, we only had like 2 patients.
Uh-huh.
And as time grew, we got more. I think we were up to 10 at that point. And I was working with this male nurse. And we kept hearing stuff all night long. I'm talking like knocking. And I was even trying to debunk him like, oh, dude, there's nothing here. It's probably just plumbing. Well, right when I said that, you could hear like knocking in front of the desk.
Oh, God.
Right where we were sitting, there was nobody there. So he had gone to break. And this is back when I just had like a flip phone.
Okay.
Just a regular flip phone that took pictures, And I was like, all right, I'm going to prove to him there's nothing here. So I said, okay, Ghosty, show yourself. And I had just taken pictures of the doors. None of the patients, Of course. They were all
Right.
And I just did like a one, just like around. And I'm going through the pictures, and as I'm going through the pictures, I noticed that one of them, there was like a lift right by the door. I noticed there was something right above it on the door, and I was like, what the hell is that?
Oh.
So I kind of, I zoomed in on it, and there was a freaking hand coming out of the door.
Oh, my God.
You could literally see this gigantic white hand coming out of the door. So when he came back, I am flipping out. I'm like, oh, yeah. So, of course, he's like, you did that. I was like, it's a freaking flip phone, dude. How could I do that? There's nothing.
Yeah.
No capability.
No.
So we sat there for like 2 hours trying to debunk this picture. We couldn't.
Wow. That is creepy.
Mm-hmm.
That's creepy. I really have to look through those pictures and see if I can find, like I said, the questionable ones and check it out. But, yeah, if you guys out there have pictures or something you want to let us know about, go ahead, message us, KBLP LLC, and tell us about it. Love to hear from you.
Yeah, the weirdest part of that picture, though, is I was trying to prove to him there wasn't any ghosts.
Yeah, guess what? You did just the opposite. You probably freaked out.
Exactly. Polar opposite. Oh, my God.
Yeah, great, wonderful. Yeah, yeah. There's some freaky stuff out there. So if you have anything to share, or if you have a terrifying story to tell, let Michelle know for sure.
Absolutely, I will read your story on the air. I have done it for several people.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that and her story was just too detailed and to be anything but true. I think I got the feeling it was very, very true. And I feel for
it's like the one that I read last week too about the water tower. That one too.
Oh, yes.
Hear see the bottles coming down. It's like, oh my God, that one scared me more than any of them. I think I don't know why.
That one was creepy. Yes, I have to agree. That one was.
Where she went up there to actually kill herself. And
yes.
Then trying to lob her off the.
Yeah. What?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's just. So, but make sure you let her know about those, because I want to hear them too. But the pictures, anything relating to castles and stuff, let us both know, and we'll talk about it on the air for you. Love to hear from you. A lot of people don't realize, they think it could be just something with the film or something. They don't look into it. So, yeah,
Or if you have a story and you don't think anybody's going to. Tell me, believe me,
yes.
I believe
this
you.
girl has been through some stuff, let me tell you what.
Yeah, so I definitely believe you.
Yes.
I know what it's like to go through an experience with different things, because I've done it my whole life, and it's like I know what it's like to have people laugh at you and go,
yes.
Oh, there's no way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure that happened. It's like, no, trust me.
And you know what? You sit there and think, I hope you get haunted by something. That'll show you.
Well, and that's true, because I have thought that of people. When I hear people say stuff like that, it's like, I just hope just once you go through some kind of whacked out experience.
Yeah, exactly. I hope so.
Just once.
Yes, just, so you know. Absolutely. Yep.
So.
Absolutely. So, any last words? You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, but just like what we said, just, and just keep the stories coming. Let me know. I'll read them on the air. I'll give, updates if we need them.
Oh, yes, yes.
Anything, yeah, anything. Just even if it's just something that's even a funny ghost story, I'm all for it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I want to hear them too. So yeah, some of these haunted castles, if you've ever been to one, let us know. If you had any experiences. So yeah, we want to know these things. That's why we're here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we want to know. We
We
believe.
need to know.
Yes. Hopefully not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, we'll do our first useless info
Yeah.
podcast.
Useless information, which is basically a show about anything and everything. It's going to be from TV shows, songs, movies, anything. Useless information about those things.
And our heads are full
may or
of
may
that.
not have known.
Yeah, and our heads are full of that kind of stuff, believe me. Lots of useless
I'm a
knowledge.
vast ocean of useless information.
Yeah, it's like, what? There's some useless information for you. So, yeah, that should be a lot of fun. Okay, let's see. What is today? Saturday? Ike Diaz should be on later with the JM.
Ideas.
The Ike Dog.
First he is. Never will I forget that. Never. Ever.
And soon we will do a remake of our Ghost Sex one that we did.
Yes, because I ended up having to delete that one, so anybody was trying to find it.
Nobody could hear us.
Yeah, it wasn't an accident. I actually deleted it on purpose because I had done it through my phone, and for some reason my phone, if I'm doing a podcast, the sound's fine.
Yeah.
But if I try to bring somebody in, I don't know if I got to figure out if it's some kind of glitch or something in my phone. But you can't hear. All of a sudden, the sound gets cut in half.
Yeah, that's weird. Because your other one worked just fine.
Hear me, couldn't hear Denise hardly at all.
Yeah.
And I was actually getting complaints from people that were like, kind of like, why do you need?
Yeah, sorry.
I just deleted it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so we will redo that for you because it was rather interesting, if nothing else. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have a friend who claims that she has sex with a ghost.
Well, there were several interesting things. One's getting married to one, so.
Yeah, so I had a friend who claimed she had sex with a ghost, and then Denise was telling the stories of people who are marrying ghosts and having children with ghosts, and how there's actually countries that allow this thing.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So,
we'll definitely touch base on that one again.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe we'll do that in a few weeks. What do you think?
That'll be good. Let's see. What's tomorrow? Sunday. I will be on. We're going to do tomorrow, just because I can, just because I want to get it out of the way, is the top commercials music that made the top list. So it'll be DWD tomorrow night.
There you go.
And then Monday we have Sports Talk. Is it Planet BOB Monday or next Monday?
The following Monday.
Okay. And what are we doing?
I wasn't sure about this one. I was thinking either Christmas Survival, which I don't know if it's too early for that one yet, or like shopping, different things.
Let's see. No, I don't think it's too early. That'll be the 8th already.
Yeah, so do some holiday stuff.
Yeah. Okay, it sounds good. So Planet BOB a week from Monday. So we'll do that tomorrow night. Join me Monday night for Sports Talk. We'll talk about, of course, the Denver Broncos and other things. I may have a guest Monday night, and he is very knowledgeable with the football. Very knowledgeable. So keep your fingers crossed. What?
No, I said yay.
Oh yeah, yay! I'll have a guest. Yay! He's really interested. And he goes, "Oh, we'll have such a good time." I'm like, yeah, "Okay." But anyway, hopefully he'll be on. He's hilarious. But anyway, so that'll be Monday. Tuesday, we got nothing going on Tuesday. We haven't, have we?
No, not in a while.
No. Wednesday, I'm not sure. May come up with something yet. Hopefully Michelle will come up with something.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got it.
Thursday, join me for DWD. We're going to get into the country era, the segment, country segment. So join me for that, where I'll go with, what started country music, the big names back then, and go into the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Or 70s, 80s, and 90s. I'm sorry, 70s, 80s, and 90s. So we will talk about country music. So if you're into that,
Reba.
that'll be the place to be. Yeehaw! Yeah. So, and I'll have some cover wars Thursday night. We haven't done those in a bit. So cover war night. Yeah, cover war night. So we'll do that. And then Lolita's Jam will be on. I'm not sure. Is Chained on Thursday? I'm confused at which week she's on.
I thought she was on Tuesday.
Okay. No, she did it because of Thanksgiving, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had that holiday and they're sneaking on us. So I'm not sure. Chain may be on first with Desiree Pickett, and please check that out. It is so amazing.
God. She puts in so much work into that show.
It is amazing, isn't it? It is great. If you have not checked it out, please do so.
You need to.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree. She does an amazing job. And then DWD will be on Lolita's Jam. It is music night on KBLP. Friday, of course, Hollywood Review with myself. And then we have...
Freaks.
In the basement.
In the basement.
So there you go. With our own biggest freak, Chris Stevens. And his merry little men of freaks. So there you go. And then Saturday, we're back with Encounters. And I think, well, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to do like Spirits of Christmas, I think. Something like that. Something cool. We'll figure it out. Cool. So that'll be in a couple of weeks. So, so we're trying to fill in the interim between The Walking Dead. Won't be back till February. Oh, no. I may do... I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I just said, oh.
I know. This time it is going to feel like a long time. Anybody out there done with their Christmas stuff?
Oh, God,
Not
no.
me. I am never in that category. Never, never, ever. Just curious out there. Some people, I'm done with my shopping, those people I want to just punch out. Like, what is wrong with you?
Me too.
Yeah.
Crap out of them.
Yeah. So, we'll do some fun things coming up, I think. So check us all out. I think you'll be more than pleasantly surprised, for sure.
All right.
Okay, you want to do the shout-outs?
I'm going to try to do some, like homemade gifts, too, like that people can use.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Save money, or, so you don't have to go out into the wilderness there to go shopping.
I was pleasantly surprised. I did Cyber Monday, and I already have it all. Yeah, I already have it. Yes, Target was amazing. I already have everything I ordered.
Oh, that's good.
So they are wonderful, just for the record. Pleasantly surprised, actually. It was all here.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm like, whoa, where am I putting this so she doesn't see it? My granddaughter, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. I got to kind of hide stuff when the grandkids come over.
Yeah. Do you have to change the paper every year, too?
Yes. Because they remember.
I know. It's like, dang it. So, yeah, me too. So, yeah, mine does that too. I think even last year, didn't Santa use this last year? I said, I don't think so. I don't think so, but shh, quiet.
Yeah, recall you're like shoving it behind the door.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't think so, though. Santa doesn't do that. So, anyway. Go ahead, do shout-outs.
Okay, of course, KBLP LLC on Facebook. Go there. You can get information on the shows, direct links. I and Steven tend to post some crazy stuff there. You're more than welcome to check it out.
Yep.
We're also on KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube. You can get shows. Some people prefer to listen to the shows there, which, you do have the fast forward option there, but it's still You can go there. And then let's see. Other groups, of course, we have the horror groups that we're in here. We have True Horror Junkies, which is Denise is an admin there, and then we have Horror Three Ring Circus, which I'm basically an admin there. I will say.
Yep. Yes, you are. And Adriana.
Yes, and Adriana Jax runs that group. She's awesome. We have the Walking Dead Freak Show on Facebook.
Awesome,
they're
awesome
always
guys.
Supporting us. Yes, Jason Boyce's group. We have a couple other groups that do support us, in other ventures. We have what's his group again?
Art of Darkness. Art of Darkness.
And then we have the something Barker
and the King Barker and Beyond.
King Barker and Beyond. I don't know why can I never remember that.
I know it takes me a second too. It's like wait a minute. Of
course, we have some survival groups. If you want to go there, we have the Planet B period, O period, B period, which is Planet BOB for stuff like that. We have the Survival Wolves. Go to the one that has over 2,000 members. That's the real one.
Yes.
We have the N8B Survivalists. We have the Conflicted What Would You Do scenarios, which is really good because they don't just have like apocalyptic stuff there. I mean, there's scenarios for all kinds of things. You can go there and check it out, and for sure. Am I forgetting anybody?
I don't think so.
Did I get everybody? So. Hey, I got everybody.
Yay! Sounds good. Sounds good.
I normally don't do the survival groups on this show, but I wanted to give them a shout out because they've been really kind of promoting the.
They're absolutely. You should mention them. Absolutely. And thank you for all of you out there who do share our links. So thank you for that.
And listening, even if it's live or later on, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Oh, yes. This is why we do this. And if you do listen...
It's so wild. We'll have nothing. All of a sudden we'll have 500 views.
I know.
Whoa.
It's like, what? But, if you listen to us, whatever, even later, hit the like button so we know where you were there, okay? We'd appreciate that.
Please, please, please.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, you guys are awesome out there, you listeners. So I hope you enjoyed tonight. I thought it was interesting. I love that story. That's going to stay with me.
Yeah, and the detail she put into it, oh my gosh.
I know, I
could just picture these things like flashing and holding her down. I was like, oh my god, tape over her eyes. Ah!
Oh my god, that had to be I can see why she still has nightmares for sure. Holy crap.
Well, and she says she can't that show Stranger Things. That kid in that show, he goes from the nothing or the void, whatever it is, goes back and forth between realities. She said that show triggers the memory of that, even though she's an adult now.
Yeah. Dang. What if she would have gotten stuck there? Oh my god. Yeah. That's just, I don't know. That's just creepy. It just gives me the chills. It really does. It really does. So share with us anything and everything. So, okay. Any last words you have?
No, just everybody have a good night. Remember, if you're partying tonight, drinking, whatever, take a cab, take an Uber, whatever you have to do, Lyft, call a friend. Don't drink and drive.
Absolutely. Good advice, especially holiday parties coming up. So,
don't become the ghost that's going to torment people because you're stupid. Just
yes, please. Yeah, please. Stay safe out there. And everybody getting that 1.5 feet of snow. Stay safe out there, guys.
We got a 1.5 feet of snow.
Yeah, Idaho.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, in the middle of the country, they got nailed by I think Carter. I think Winter Storm Carter. Yeah, that's crazy. So
that is crazy.
Yeah, stay safe out there. We got a lot of rain here. Next week it's going to snow. Will we have a white Christmas? We can hope. So you guys have a good night. Thanks for everybody listening. Stay safe. Peace out, y'all.
See you later. Bye.